Hello friends, welcome to my channel Rocky Mountain Gardens, and if you're new here, my name is Mary. Today I wanted to share with you my garden shed, or potting shed we call it sometimes, and we're going to step inside here shortly, but before we do, I want to share with you a great craft that I got the idea for from Pinterest. I spent some time doing thrifting for what I needed for this craft, and we're going to go through that so you can see how I created this special thing for my shed, and then we'll go in and have a look at how I used it for decor in there. Are you ready to get started? Okay, let's do it. One of the projects that I'm doing for my shed is a decoration with this thrifted lampshade that I picked up for a couple of dollars. And I am going to remove this fabric. I hope just this scissor will do the trick and get it off the wire frame. Let's do that first. You can see it has a lining here on the inside. You can see that strings are still left attached to this wire frame, and that's because whoever created this used glue on the frame to attach the fabric, and that made it much harder to remove. But isn't this shape of this frame interesting and pretty? My next step after removing everything was to go ahead and spray paint this wire frame. I used this color called Spa Blue from Rust-Oleum, and I love that and want that to show through the decor that I'm going to place on here. Now, I bought a box off Amazon of this wired, sort of a vine-looking greenery, and I'm going to be attaching it to this and going ahead and wrapping it around the wire to give it that greenery look. And we'll just go ahead and do some decorating. I'm not exactly sure how it will turn out, but I do have some florals. And over here, I have some larger greenery that I got from thrifting. Okay, so let's get started on this project. The most time-consuming part of wrapping this frame was this top part that has all of these small squares. I'm just going to finish up this last section, and then we'll move on to decorating more. And there you have the finished frame. So what do you think? Let's go take a look at this hanging in my shed, and we'll do a little tour at the same time. As you can see, I do maximal decorating, don't I? Welcome to my potting shed. Let's walk on over and get ready to step inside. This decoration up on top of my door actually had a house finch nest built behind it. So I haven't been able to do much with it as I was waiting for the babies to fledge. It's a little bit messy, which I'll clean up here in a bit. Let's go ahead for a treat inside. I really hope you enjoy this tour. Standing here, you can see some of my new pieces that I've added. As I cleaned out my shed from the winter time, and guys, I got this darling little cuckoo clock from my daughter for my birthday, and I had been hunting for a cuckoo clock while I was out thrifting, but never have found one. So I finally decided to look for them on Marketplace and anywhere else that I might find one, but I never did, like I said. So what I did was I asked my daughter to get me this battery operated cuckoo clock, which is fantastic because normally you have to wind it up with these weights that you see. You have to pull them down and wind it up every single day to keep it on time. This battery operated one just goes and goes by itself, and I actually enjoy it quite a bit. It cuckoos, and the little cuckoo bird comes out of the doors once an hour, and it's just a delightful little sort of vintagey piece to add to my garden shed. Now, this chair is one that I got for, I think it was $9, and I simply adored it. Let me show you a picture over here, and you can see how it started out, but I didn't like that reddish brown color, so I redid the wood, removed the seat, and recovered it with these cute daisy patterned fabric. And I do love that look here, especially for the garden. Now, you may have seen this table that I redid a few years ago, and it has wound up here in my shed, another thrifted piece. And then a while back, I restored this chair and painted it this bluish color, my favorite color in the world. And so I have a very comfortable seating area here in my shed now. I really do enjoy it so much. I can always come in here and sit and rest on a cooler day. On my shelves here, I have added so many of my collections that are garden oriented. I have quite a few gardening and bird books that are lots of fun to peruse through as I am gardening, taking a break. It's a lovely place to take a break in between working in the garden during the day. I've also been looking for lots of terracotta pots to add to my collection when I've been thrifting. And although those thrift prices have really skyrocketed, they still are less expensive than buying things new in a store. So I am still continuing on my thrift journey. As you know, I have this pegboard here for hanging lots of my tools, and other tools are hanging here in this corner. And if we go around here, you can see I love this pretty little tulip picture above my door. And then in this corner, I have additional gardening tools. And I just love this shed because I can simply, reach in the door and get the tools I need when I'm out working in the garden. It's fantastic, I must say. This is an indoor-outdoor carpet that I got off overstock.com. It's a great source for lots of variety of indoor-outdoor carpets that are easy to care for. Now on my potting bench, and I have had friends ask me, do you actually use this as a potting bench? Well, yes, I do. In the wintertime, my shed becomes a storage place for all of my outdoor decorations that I have available out in my yard. But then in the summertime, when I move everything out, before I decorate, I do my potting here on this bench. I have a nice stool to sit on, also thrifted. These storage containers are helpful for me with my gardening gear. And so this bench is all cleared off and it gives me space to work when I'm potting up my containers for the summer. And of course, this is a wonderful place for a glass of wine on a cool day. Sit here and look at some of my gardening book collection. And it's just a nice little retreat besides being indoors in my home. And lastly, guys, don't forget this little piece that I created in the beginning of the video. Here it is hanging from the roof, and it adds a little visual interest to my shed. Do you agree? So friends, I hope you enjoyed my video and seeing what I have done in my shed this year. And please leave me a comment below if you feel like it, the urge to write something about what is your favorite part of my shed tour? What did you like the best? And do you have any suggestions for how I can improve it? I really would love to hear your thoughts. So, thank you for stopping by, and I hope to see you again soon in my next video. And take care. Have a lovely, lovely, blessed weekend. Love from me, Mary, here at Rocky Mountain Gardens.